Hello once again, everybody. Welcome back to the Team Gap League. Tonight we're bringing you a best of three between Team Smiley Face, also known as Team Lilac, and Team Redemption, also known as Team Red.
This is isn't this gray versus? This is gray versus red. I think.
My mistake, guys. Team Gray versus Team Red. I am Chris Crewman Newman, and I'm joined by Wookie Monster. Wookie Monster, you ready for this best of three tonight?
I am ready. Let's get it. Two good teams up against each other. We're gonna see some real live action in this one.
None of that fake action.
Yeah,
real action.
Real action.
Who's your player to watch here? I remember watching Team Redemption last week. Aaron Omnivamp especially stood out to me. Definitely some strong performances up there in the top lane. But who do you think is player to watch tonight?
Honestly, husband versus wife. I think he did a fantastic job as always on Twisted Fate. Another good name on the other team is going to be Fuchs, so that's definitely a good mid matchup for me. I think that is the lane to watch.
It's Fuchs, not Fox.
Oh, is it Fox? Sorry, yeah, Fox.
Oh, it is Fox. Okay.
Fuchs, Fox.
I mean, there are two O's, so I was gonna believe you.
Fox or Fuchs, whichever one. But yeah, draft will be starting soon. As soon as both teams are ready. They're just waiting on each other. But yeah, I think the mid lane matchup. I mean, honestly, all of these matchups are. These are two really good, really stacked teams so far in the league, right? Like gray versus red is gonna be a good match. I mean, top lane we have Aaron, I believe it's Aaron and Persona, like two good top laners, two good mid laners. Carry Bear in the jungle versus. Do we have a sub for the other team? I don't know who Mimisiku is. Not sure if that was a sub or anything like that. Let me take a look here in case.
Subbing in for Bangarang, perhaps?
I would assume so. Although, yes. Well, actually, today is Wednesday, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, I don't see it in the sub announcement. I'm not sure if I guess that was a e-sub maybe, so we might see a banned out or a lost ban out from them, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure either. Them's is the rules, right? If you have a sub, then you lose a ban. Isn't that always generally how it works?
Yes, that is how it works. What's up, Ryleon? How's it going? Good to see you. Okay. Just confirming that Mimisiku is a sub. So that's going to be a new face for the league. We'll see what Mimisiku. I guess you call it Mimisiku? Mimisiku? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll just call them Mimi. There we go. Mimi.
I like that. Let's go with Mimi.
Yeah. And then on the bottom lane, we have Hottest Cashier versus Foodie Food, and Kodak versus Anthony as support. So definitely some very, very good matchups here.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see, considering the fact that Team Redemption is going to be losing out on one of those bans. I wonder if that's going to be consequential here for the matchup. It does seem to me like Team Somehow We Have Girlfriends have quite a few champions that teams generally like to ban against them. Give some examples.
Like well, I mean, if Bangarang was here, I would have loved to see the Xin Zhao banned away from him. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Let's see what else I got. I mean, Twisted Fate, like I said, husband versus wife. Very proficient on Twisted Fate. Fuchs' Lux, always something hard to deal with. It's gotten, kind of neglected when it comes to banned out, but like you have to respect it sometimes. I know we haven't really seen a lot of Foodie Food because he's kind of new in the league so far, but we have seen some good gameplay from him in the previous games. I believe last week we got to see him in action. So yeah, there's a lot of bans that could be, new, could be some old bans. I mean, Nocturne is shifting out of the lane meta, I guess, in the solo lanes, but he's still a menace in the jungle, so that could be a possible ban for Carry Bear, who does play that among Sejuani, all these tanky characters as well. So we'll have to see.
Nocturne is his most played, though.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Noting.
So, yeah, let me get confirmation here real quick.
We got a pretty good win rate on Rakan as well for Kodak down there in the support position, and the Caston is also something that husband versus wife has historically been pretty proficient on. He's got 65% win rate over about 160 games, so pretty solid on the Caston there as well. Looks like that's a summoner icon here for husband versus wife, so even more indication that he is a Kassadin player.
Kassadin, yeah, that is something you don't really often see in these kinds of games, but
he's not super meta these days.
Yeah, he's not really meta. He feels a very, very niche role in the meta, I feel, so it's possible that he might just actually skip him for Twisted Fate, say. I mean, because Twisted Fate is always a good old reliable stun card, so I am still getting confirmation, but I believe let's see, I don't see it in sub announcements, so it's very possible that they do lose a ban here. But yeah, I do think that these two teams have a lot to show, and I think this is a good starting point, even though Gray does not have Bangarang, unfortunately. I'd love to see him in action, but
of course,
we'll see what Mimi has to say about that, and we'll have an action-packed game here in a few moments.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah. But yeah, how do you like the meta right now? Like, ever since the patch, like a week ago? Yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm feeling okay about the meta. Irelia is my permaban these days. Champion is very overtuned right now. There's some other interesting stuff going on as well. Lilia got a little bit of a mini rework. She has healing now, as long as she does have that damage over time ticking.
Mm-hmm.
So Lilia in a pretty comfortable spot these days. Going to be another AP jungler to be hitting the Rift pretty frequently alongside stuff like the Diana there. Rumble, of course, still making the rounds as well. Zinza, as you already mentioned, still pretty meta. It's a pretty good variety in the jungle. Lots of skirmishers, which is always fun.
Yeah, that's true. I'm kind of like, I mean, mid lane hasn't really changed much over at least the last patch, but what did change, I think, the most for me was the Seraphine buff.
I forgot.
Yeah, that was like, okay, maybe I should just start playing Seraphine mid again, because she is just, she does everything you want her to. And oh, it looks like they are just gonna go into the draft in the game. So let me bring that up.
Like that's the play. Yep. Aatrox gonna be the first ban here, banning that one away from Aaron Omnivamp.
Yep. That is definitely one of Aaron's very comfort picks.
Yeah.
You love to see the Aatrox play, but that's gonna not happen this first game. Pretty sure he.
I remember what I.
Go ahead.
Saw him on last week. I can't remember what I watched Aaron on play last week.
I can't remember either, but I think there was a game where Aatrox slipped through the cracks and he ended up like decimating.
I think there was.
Yeah,
I
think I do remember that. But nonetheless, we do get the Twisted Fate ban and Trundle ban, as well as Lux and Orianna for Fuchs. So one thing to note, that Girlfriends is on blue side this game, and Redemption will be on red side. So they're going to first pick Gnar. Haven't really seen that a lot from Persona. I have seen it quite a while back, actually, I think. But, yeah, they...
I think appropriate response here from Team Redemption. You see a Gnar getting first picked, so you pick strong early topside.
Yeah.
Renekton Volibear, they're just going to try and bully Persona here up in the top lane. The Sejuani Cat, there's the Kassadin coming out, Wookie Monster.
Wow.
Going to be interesting to see how husband versus wife does with his main here. He's going to be going up against a Kali, so both of these champions relatively weak in the early stages. If one of them gets ahead, though, oh, man.
Yeah, that is going to be quite the matchup. I mean, I've seen husbands Kassadin, like, maybe once, maybe twice, and I got to say it's pretty good. I think the match that I did see it in, though, it kind of didn't do quite as well as I think he would like it to, but there is definitely a way to play around it, and if you, like you said, if you do get Kassadin or Akali ahead, both of those champions can definitely take away the game just on their own lead.
The Diana and Veigar bans are very interesting, considering the fact that Team Redemption already locked in their mid-jungle. I don't know why Veigar and Diana are the bans here for Team Somehow We Have Girlfriends, but, you know, went for it anyway.
Went for it anyway. That could be a nod to Veigar support, you never know, but, because I have seen that a little bit. Not a lot, but I have seen it, and it's, you know, especially with those Everfrost cost reduction.
Blitzed through the rest of this champs lane.
They really did.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, now we have the full matchup here. It's really interesting. Yeah, I don't know why they banned Diana, knowing that the jungle and Akali locked in, but I cannot say what was the decision there, but oh, that's true. That is true. Okay.
We missed out on the actual draft. Oops.
Yeah, I did not know. There was no mention of that during.
Yeah, I also did not know that was happening. I was trying to keep track of the draft LOL tab, too. It seemed like nothing was happening over there, but
yeah.
I guess they just did it really fast while we weren't paying attention.
Yeah, they did it. I mean, unless they did it before we even got in to the game. So I guess that was done way beforehand. So, well, it is what it is, and it is now going to be a lot of action, I think, this game. What lane are you looking at? I want to look at mid lane.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, mid lane, I think we'll start a little bit slower, though. But we could start, you know, talking about the mid jungles as sort of a jumping off point here. I do really like the Sejuani pick. There are a lot of melee champions over here on Team Somehow We Have Girlfriends. So Sejuani has a very strong synergy with this composition that they've drafted. But again, not very strong in the early game. So I'm expecting them to have to cede a lot of pressure around the mid lane despite that synergy. And probably scale up a little bit more towards team fights or perhaps a 4-1 style with the Kassadin in a side lane. The Volibear pick, on the other hand, very strong early game. I'm going to be very interested to see where Mimi decides to spend the majority of their time here in the first few minutes.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It is one of those, you know, Carry Bear has a lot of practice on Sejuani, so I'm excited to see him play it once again. It's never banned out, and I mean, it is such a potent threat that Carry Bear has in his arsenal. So it's like you have to respect it. But hey, Volibear does do a good job, I feel, into it. Sejuani does work a lot with melee champions, so you're gonna have to time out when Meganar hits in order to maximize the gank potential, I feel, if Carry Bear does decide to go top. Otherwise, mid is kind of a little bit ungankable, I feel, with at least Akali's or Fuchs's Akali, because oh man, it's a blast to see him in action on that champion.
Yeah, definitely should be exciting. You know, Akali has more tools on her team to work with in the early game, at least. She is going to have the Karma later on as well. The power of the Enchanter going to be buffing up the Akali, and probably the Ezreal as well. Like you said, could be really interesting if we do see some top lane ganks coming through from Carry Bear. Gonna have to time them very carefully, because I do not believe that they win the 2v2. And Renekton Volibear is probably going to be a little bit too much for Sejuani Gnar to handle. But if they can get a 2v1, well, Gnar is mega, and they can gang up on the Crocodile, could look pretty good for him.
Yeah, if they can gang up on Aaron, who is playing a pretty proficient champ, I'd say. He's pulled it out quite a few times, I think, in the past at least month or two. So I'm excited to see where the junglers go. Let's talk about the bot lane, though. Because, I mean, I don't usually see Hottest Cashier on something like Misfortune. I know Kodak is pretty good at Braum. I haven't seen enough of Fruity Food, unfortunately, to kind of know what he's really good at. We do know that Karma is a very, very, very good champion into a melee matchup like Braum. So,
true.
We'll have to see. I mean, I think bot lane both have very good lanes. It's just which one will get ahead first. I want to think that it's Misfortune lane, but could be very wrong.
Well, it's a poke lane coming out from Team Redemption, right? So really it comes down to if they can get a good amount of poke out without getting locked up by the Braum passive or potential Sejuani gank. So that's really the key, the crux of the lane there, I think. Yeah, I mean, Braum is generally a very strong defensive support option, but you know, we'll see if he's going to be able to withstand the poke from Ezreal Karma, which of course has a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it might be. It actually might be a little bit of a struggle for Braum to actually get through the lane, but as long as he's blocking the correct shots, I feel they might have a chance to get Misfortune ahead early and get Dragon Prio, because that is definitely something that they want to look forward to, being an aggressive lane as they are. The predictions are just about up, so go ahead and make your predictions as we're still loading into the game here.
They definitely, Team Somehow We Have Girlfriends, definitely have some strong wombo potential. If they can keep the Misfortune safe, there's a lot of setup for the bullet time with Braum ult, Sejuani ult, Gnar ult, lots of CC there. So that's definitely a win condition for Team Grey here.
Yeah, that is true. I do have a lot of wombo. I feel like Grey kind of has like the in and out skirmishing, right? Like you have Fuchs on Akali, you have Foodie Food just kind of poking from the back. So I don't know. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I don't think that once we get to like the 15, 20, 25 minute mark, I don't think Team Redemption is likely to win 5v5. They can if they outplay, of course. But I feel like I agree their comp is a little bit better suited to like skirmishing, trying to pick people off in transition, sort of playing with vision, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true. And they are going to start 5-point here. No big surprises. I think no team really has the opportunity to kind of do anything early on like this. Kassadin has flashed. That's interesting. And there's a lot of pings going out on that flash by Husband.
Yeah, a little bit of flame already.
I don't know if Redemption actually knows that he blew his flash, but would be pertinent information. Must have blown it like as he was going to the lane or something.
Are we doing a lane swap here? Look where Fuchs is hovering on the Akali up there in Tri-Brush.
I am curious.
Renekton is going to go into the
okay. I'll go ahead and switch that then.
The call here, that's an interesting call because Renekton is going to win either lane, right? No matter if he fights Kassadin or Gnar, it doesn't particularly matter. He's going to win the lane, or he should. So the call, I guess, from Team Redemption here is that they just think it's more important to bully the Kassadin as opposed to having that that matchup in the top lane. So we'll see if it pays off for him. Definitely interesting stuff.
There's a little bit of a pause going on. Questionable things about the rules, but as far as I'm aware, they are allowed to swap. I'm not sure. Not sure what is exactly going on here, but as far as I'm aware, the rules do state that you can swap top and mid, as long as
yeah,
long
not too.
as
I
yeah.
can maybe I could find the rules.
Yeah, it is stated in the rules. I don't remember where, but you can swap top and mid as long as it's not like the players swapping from jungle to ADC or jungle to support or
Where
anything
do I
like that.
find the rules again, Wookie Monster? Do you know? Are they in one of these channels?
They should be
Oh,
the
rules. I found them.
yeah, it will be in the rules. It is allowed, so I don't know if any of the players can hear me, but it is definitely allowed. I actually have done it before in one of our plat games, and the rules are
For sure allowed.
pretty much the same. The only, like I said, the only things you can't swap are jungle and mid, or jungle and top, or ADC and support. I mean, well, ADC and support is a special case because you can, if you're playing like a Seraphine Swain or something like that, like those two champions can actually swap, and one or like the fasting Senna, that is a swappable kind of role per se, but
Sure.
anything outside of those you cannot. So they did do a legal lane swap, so hopefully they get this situated out, because I don't know where. I don't know if somehow we have girlfriends has not read the rules or something, but it is in there.
Probably just a misunderstanding
Yeah.
here. We could talk a little bit more about the early setup here. Jungler starting on the bottom side. Sejuani looks like he's going for a fast level 3, perhaps, going red straight up to the top side camps. Pretty interesting there. Conqueror on Akali. Is that common for Akali?
Yeah, I mean it is common because Conquer, as we know, is a scaling rune, and Fuchs is not looking to try to kill his opponent. That would be the case where you take Electrocute. But since they did this swap, actually, the rune makes sense. The rune actually, makes sense because he doesn't want to, he could pressure Gnar and scale into the late game quite well with Conqueror. So makes sense since they swapped. If they didn't swap, and I saw that Kali, took Conqueror into Kassadin, it works, but like you need kill pressure, I feel, especially with an early game Kassadin. Like Kassadin can't really do a whole lot against you, also being a melee champion. But we are still waiting for ADC to reconnect. I think that was that situation was cleared up, so now just waiting on that.
Speaking of Kassadin, though, Kassadin did take Electrocute. So
yeah.
Does that mean that husband versus wife is trying or wants to kill his lane opponent?
It is, but I guess they they did not expect this swap, which is actually really 5-head by Redemption here, because now he can't. I don't think he can really kill Renekton in lane. He's going to get bullied as much as possible, or as much as Aaron would like to. So definitely, they either have to find a way around it, maybe even change up their strategy a little bit to maybe focus ganks in the mid lane to help husband out. But I do expect that Aaron will put the pressure onto Kassadin.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, the ADC, Fruitifoot, has returned. And they are still questioning it. If an admin could reach out to one of the captains there and clarify that, that would be great. I would love to, but it would probably mess up my stream. I mean, we are, 3 minutes behind, so they might have already cleared it already. I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, that's why we do our research. Swedish, so I believe the issue is that somehow we have Girlfriends Grey does not know the rulings on lane swapping. So if one of the execs could reach out. Oh, now they know. Okay, so they have, yeah. They have resolved the issue in the game. They're just waiting to unpause the game. Like I said, we are 3 minutes behind, so the chat is kind of delayed as well. So that's going to be a little bit of a buffer.
There are no ignites in the game. Possibly worth noting there.
That is true.
I don't think there's a ton of healing in the game either. I mean, Volibear has a little bit. Renekton has a little bit. Ezreal has Conqueror. He has a little bit.
Yeah.
But not really any healing to speak of on Somehow We Have Girlfriends over there. Don't really have any at all. Not even a Conqueror.
Yeah, I don't even think there's, besides Fuchs, but, obviously they had a plan before this, for the draft to go like this and lane swap at the beginning. Otherwise, I feel like Fuchs would have taken Ignite versus Husband, but now that the situation has changed, it is appropriate that Fuchs does have Teleport. Yeah, the correct ruling is that there are no role swaps, which means, let's say Aaron wanted to go, into ADC or something like that, anything like that, mid laner role swapping with ADC or support or anything like that isn't allowed, but definitely lane swaps, which top and mid is probably the most common lane swapping role, I would say.
A summoner has disconnected.
Oh, and there goes Fruity Foot once again. Wonder if he's having issues now. It seems like they resolved the ruling issue, but I'm not sure what's going on with Fruity Foot right now.
Yeah, don't really know.
Woo, thank you for the gifted sub, Magic Man, to I don't want to mispronounce this, but I believe it's Edgeman or Egeman 123. Thank you so much, Magic Man, for the support. And enjoy the sub, Edgeman. But yeah, I do have to agree that there isn't really any healing, so no real reason to take Ignite.
Well, I would ask you which team has the scaling advantage, Wookie Monster, but one of the teams has Kassadin, so
yeah,
that one's pretty open and shut.
I mean, yeah, I do think that Gray has the advantage when it comes to the late game, but we've actually seen Husband get to late game before, but he was the only one ahead. So I wonder if they have a strategy now to kind of, alleviate so much pressure off of Husband on Kassadin and just get everyone else ahead early and then let him just scale, But there is certainly a lot of pressure from Aaron on Renekton into this lane. So I wonder if he's even going to get the chance to get to late game, right?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. There was a cast in LCS recently, actually. Did you see that game?
Really?
It was,
no.
Yeah, Dignitas. The Dignitas, their new mid laner, Yusui, pulled out of the Cassidy on Saturday, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, and he got to late game. He hit level 16, and he started soloing killing people. And then he entered into a tower, and
well, I mean, in that case, you really can't say if it was a good game or bad game, I guess, because you lost the game, but you got a bunch of kills. I don't know. It's Kassadin really does need that sort of support or tank to just be there in front of him for tanking towers at least, but yes, Ryleon, thank you for the gifted sub once again to Haya. That's interesting. A little bit of sus that Haya is not already sub, but hey, that's okay. We learn something new every day. But yeah, thank you, Ryleon, for the gifted sub once again. I'm wondering why this game has been paused for so long. Not sure. Oh, there he is once again. Looks like we will have a little bit of a buffer then, after this unpause goes through.
True patient Lycan. Because he's a very jolly fellow.
Yep, he definitely is. And yeah, this game should be unpaused soon. But yeah, that
Ooh,
okay, there we go.
Let's go.
All right,
Alrighty.
finally, let's go.
So, this Volley Bear, he's possibly going for a full clear. What do you think should be the first play that Mimi goes for? Or what do you think will be the first play that he goes for?
I really don't know. I mean, he has kind of a winning mid lane and sort of winning or going even top lane. So I don't, but he is pathing towards the top side of the map.
Very slowly though.
Yeah. And as I say that,
okay, Karma getting auto attacked here. One more would seal the deal. Flashing away now is Fruity Fruit to try and prevent that Bromstone coming through. Ended up being level 2 hit at the same time by both bottom lanes, but Team Gray definitely winning the fight early on here.
Yeah, and as I was about to say, like, they're gonna have a lot of pressure bot lane from Gray. So I'm not really sure what the decision was for maybe to path top side. Maybe he's gonna do a full clear and then head bot side, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, Akali doesn't have a whole lot of setup for him. Really, Renekton is the only setup available for the Volley Bear here in terms of CC. I guess Karma route, technically. He's looking near the top side now, but he's on a ward. So, has been spotted out here. Sejuani currently taking bot side scuttle.
Yeah, and preparing for a gank, possibly.
Yeah, Ezreal, pretty slippery. See if he goes for it. There's the R from Karma. Here comes Sejuani. Arctic off forward, flashing away. There's Anthony flashing forward as Kodak stacking up the Braum passive, stunned up. Karma's first blooded, going over to hottest cashier.
And a TP?
Oh yeah, we got a Kali.
Fuchs.
Now in a 1v3 in the bottom lane. Fuchs, you gotta get out of there now. Just burns the cooldown only to run away. Should be able to escape. Has the shroud flashing over the wall as Carry Bear does not predict, but lands the Arctic Assault. When is the Shuriken coming back? Gonna get locked up here by the Braum. That's another kill going over to the Misfortune. 2-0 now is the hottest cashier. Giving everybody their change here.
Yeah, that was sort of a questionable TP, I think, from Fuchs. He not only TP'd late, but oh, a lot of damage from Aaron. But yeah, the aggressive bot lane is now 2-0. That is really good for them. And we'll see how they kind of escalate their lead. Misfortune should be going something like a Serrated Dirk, even for more damage. Foodie Food and Anthony having a rough time.
Gonna be the Noon Quiver instead of the Dirk. So possibly Kraken Slayer, Volibear and Renekton are kind of tanky.
Yeah, that is true.
We'll see. Could also be the Gale Force.
Could, yep.
We'll have to see. Dragon is alive, just spawned here. We're gonna be starting off with an Ocean tonight. Volibear currently in the area, but not gonna go for anything here.
Yeah, husband knows something's up, I think. I believe
they don't know that though.
Yeah, he doesn't know that.
Yeah, the flash was level 1.
That's true. That is true.
So Persona definitely winning out over Fuchs up here in the top lane after that misplaced teleport from the Akali. Okay, Renekton going in. Pretty low though. Does have the Conqueror stacked up. Caston not level 6 yet. Renekton is now 6.
He missed an opportunity to kill him there. He just leveled up. Might have been able to pop the ultimate bait husband, who has no flash, but unfortunately missed it. Carry Bear.
Going in is Carry Bear. Gonna get stunned up by the Volibear here. Renekton slicing, stunning, dicing out. Husband versus wife and Carry Bear both extremely low, but looks like they're gonna be safe underneath their tier 1 tower here. Bot lane rotating up, Wookie Monster.
Yeah, they do have certain prio down there. They're trying to use their prio as much as possible. Good for them. They might actually go for a little dragon steal here if Carry Bear does come down, but looks like he's gonna clear his top side first.
Yeah. Persona continuing to push up here in top lane. Kali should be level 6 pretty soon. Not quite sure when she'll hit that, given that teleport into the bottom lane. Causes her to miss some XP, so not sure exactly when, but relatively soon, probably. Karma continuing to take some abuse down here in bottom lane. Ooh, jumping forward, Kodak can't connect the winner's bite.
Yep, and a lot of damage.
Anthony, solo heal burn just to keep Karma alive. Flashing forward! One more auto attack. Hottest Cashier gets at the heal to keep the Misfortune alive. Fruity Fruit. Now he just needs one more Mystic shot, but Misfortune is playing safe in the bush. Can't find it. The Ezreal just missing out here in the mid lane. Aaron, one more auto attack flashing forward underneath the tower, but he didn't have the distance. Goes down to a couple of tower shots. That's a solo kill in the mid lane for Kassadin.
And the randomest thumbs up will seal the deal. Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate that Aaron did not get in range for that auto attack that he needed.
Yeah, that's not how you want your Renekton Kassadin lane to go as the Renekton.
Yeah, for sure.
That's feeling pretty bad right now.
Yeah, a lot of things are feeling bad for them.
That's true.
0 and 4 currently. But a lot of pressure in the bot side here. Carry Bear's coming up. Might be able to pull something off. Might be spotted out by a ward.
Dragon's still untouched. 8 minutes in. Dragon's just been sleeping in the pit so far this game. Sejuani is once again looking towards this bottom lane. Karma's still only level 4, but able to walk away there. The speed boost, Mantra Shield.
Yeah, that could have been something, but they are far back enough to evade that gank.
Fuchs going in again here, dropped in the Shroud, getting some good damage down. That's R1. He's looking for the execute here. Persona hopping away, but he's going to get spotted out here. Executed by the Akali. The execution was just a little bit too perfect for Persona to handle there. Was playing the lane quite aggressively and ends up getting solo killed by the Akali.
Yeah, good kill for Fuchs. That was solid play there.
And he opens up a window for his jungler to start up this Rift Herald. Knows that there's no chance of the top laner roaming down to contest him. So that will be claimed by Mimi, no problem. Looking in the mid lane now. Riftwalk away, but the stun already connects. Volibear jumping forward with the Stormbringer, stunning up the Kassadin here. Chant does Riftwalk into the Raptor Pit in time, escapes with his life. Does husband versus wife, but that was a very close call.
That was very close. If that Volibear ultimate had landed onto him and damaged him, that would have been his fate sealed. But he did have the Riftwalk to get away.
Had the flash. I wonder if Mimi had committed a little bit harder for that. Would have had it, but we're getting Rift Herald summoned up now in the mid lane. Teleport coming down to defend the play. We will get the charge off. So that's 2 plates going over to the Volibear.
Yeah, that was looking like a fight, but I guess Carry Bear realized, hey, there's 3 of them and 2 of us. Let's not do this.
Yeah, once the Kassadin TP'd there, then Team Redemption no longer had numbers for the play, so they were just forced to back away, and they're going to be forced to give up this dragon as well, since they had multiple members having to go for a reset there. The first dragon of the game will be claimed by Team Grey.
Yep, and farming continues. Pretty dead even on ADCs. A little bit even everywhere else, pretty much. But there's 3 kills on Hottest Cashier, which I know I said this at the beginning. I'm like, you know, if I haven't seen much Misfortune on Hottest Cashier, but hey, it's looking good so far.
Yeah, Misfortune's feeling really strong in this one. Definitely. Well, I'll call back to what I said earlier about the Wombo. As long as they can keep the Cashier safe, then they're going to have a really good time in these fights, as Fuchs going in again here, but Nara's mega, so not able to look for anything more just yet.
Yeah, Fuchs already has a kill, did get killed as well. Uh-oh.
Okay, we're having the bullet time come out now. Didn't get a whole lot of damage. No lockup to keep the opponents in place, but some couple of auto attacks really hurting the Karma there. Renekton getting a good trade-off in mid lane.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what Mimi's next plan is. He knows that they're down a dragon, but did get a rift off in mid. I wonder if the pressure is going to keep up for him. He already ganked Husband once.
Almost got the kill, yeah. Almost. But definitely 0-0-0 feels pretty bad for the Volibear. Your greatest strength of this champion is your early game dueling prowess, in addition to the utility of the ultimate, of course, being able to turn off those towers. But definitely 0-0-0, not where you want to be. Glacial Prison can't quite get the stun.
Ooh, it looked like that hit.
Rumble away. It did look like it hit, yeah, but apparently not. As Volibear did not get stunned, and thus will survive.
I guess he is skinny enough to dodge that center proc of the ultimate.
He's been working out.
He's been working out, yeah.
Yeah, he's lost some weight.
But yeah, I think, you know, Redemption is still in this, even though they are kind of behind early game. Not much has happened ever since they got that rift. A lot of aggression. Mimi here again.
Okay, Aaron. Yeah, slicing, dicing, flashing away is husband versus wife. Saw the Volibear coming in there. Didn't want to risk anything. Just flashing away, playing respectfully. What's your game time, Wookie Monster?
It is 12, 54, 55, 56.
Okay, yeah, cool. I'm there.
All right, and Mimi is still here in the mid lane.
Yeah, he's just kind of hanging out. Just kind of trying to pressure the Kassadin by standing there menacingly. Okay, they're going for a little bit of a tower dive now, but Kassadin isn't there, so they just kind of towered over nothing.
The tower, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and now Renekton continuing the tower. They are going to get husband versus wife here, but it's going to be traded back due to the tower. Now we got a 1v1 between the junglers in mid lane. Flashing away now as Mimi didn't want the 1v1 in the end. I'm a little bit curious about that one. I feel like he probably could have took Sejuani, but Mimi feeling a little bit skittish there. It's a nice wallop from Persona, getting some decent damage onto the Akali.
Yeah, I do think that was kind of an interesting play from Mimi, like using the ult right away instead of just saving it for when turret shots were actually being put onto their laners. But Carry Bear is here in bot lane, looking for something.
Looking for a tower dive of his own, perhaps. Not going to be able to find it. The minion wave was cleared out there. But yeah, it was also pretty well played by husband versus wife, anticipating that Volibear ultimate coming through, backing away from the tower, and then the re-engage when he had his own jungler there for the 2v2. So pretty good overall from Team Grey. They are up about 1,000 gold right now, plus the 1 dragon. So feeling okay, and they do have the Kassadin as well. So in a decent spot here in this game. Mimi and Aaron, I think, need to keep looking for plays. Try and make a little bit more happen here. A little bit of trading in the mid lane there.
The stack, the bush stack here.
Yeah, I've got a 3-man stack. I assume Carry Bear stuck in here undetected. Gonna land the Glacial Prison. Karma just gets 1 shot. Ezreal now in some trouble, but will be able to escape underneath this tower. Meanwhile, we got a 2v1 up here in the top side. Persona in a whole lot of trouble. Akali with the R2 gets the execution once again onto the poor little defenseless Gnar in the mid lane. Aaron once again going in. Does not quite have the Renekton ultimate available just yet, but husband versus wife extremely low. Gonna be okay to farm that wave under tower though, and the rest of his team is targeting dragon number 2 here. Looking to get the second dragon of the game for themselves as Team Grey. Looks like this will not be contested.
Yeah, that is the second drag going over, and now it is a Infernal Soul. I like to see it. Both of these teams can utilize that really well if they get it. So we'll have to see if Redemption gets stopped the dragon stacking sooner than later as the scaling team.
Key, yeah.
Yep.
They're going to have to make their stand in 4 minutes here. I definitely agree. They need to prioritize stopping that dragon stacking.
Yep, for sure.
How do you think that team fight should look for them? Where should they be set up? When should they set up? How do they ensure that they can prevent their opponents from getting this?
Well, I feel like
mid lane tier 1's a good start.
feel like, you know, when you said that vision was going to be important in this match, I really think that vision for Redemption is crucial, especially that you're kind of more of a pick comp than anything else, at least during the mid game, because you want to set up for the objective, try to get a cheesy pick in a brush somewhere to an unsuspecting Kassadin, or, you know, maybe even Hottest Cashier if he's face checking. But I do feel like they have the necessary means to do that. It's just the setup that is required.
Yep. Gonna have to see if they can make it happen. They were able to claim Herald number 2. They're looking for possibly a play onto the Gnar here, but Carry Bear has sniffed it out and is hovering nearby, and it looks like Team Redemption will just back away this time around.
Yep. So now that the mid tower is broken, I wonder where Redemption looks toward next. Whether it be bot or top
this
here.
Misfortune hurts so bad. Look at that. She did go
Sheesh.
Kraken Slayer. 3
Yeah.
auto attacks, and Ezreal's at half HP.
Yeah, it is the Kraken Slayer, like you said. I feel like that was the appropriate buy. Not really a lot of pressure. I mean, there is several members that could get to the back line here. They just have... Oh, my...
Oh, just unleashing the bullet time there.
A lot of damage.
It's a nice Mystic shot. Some return damage from Flute. But, yeah, this Misfortune is just running bot lane.
And it looks like Aaron is also heading bot lane as a counter engage here.
Okay, Volibear is here. Getting slowed up now by the Winter's Bite. Renekton also here. Flashing away is Hottest Catcher. We got a teleport coming down. We got a flash away from the castle now as well. And Sejuani is here. The Glacial Prison. Karma's the first to fall. And now Mimi, he's behind enemy lines. He's going to be dropping as well. Renekton popping the Dominus, but it's not going to be enough. That's another kill going over to the Cassid, and Fruity Food flashing away, trying to keep himself alive. And Rift walking forward has the silence. Where's the Winter's Bite? Gets the slow. That's going to be another kill. 4 for nothing. Team Gray in the bottom lane. Persona and Boots in the top lane going for a little bit of a 1v1, but I think the main story here is still that absolute bloodbath that we just witnessed, Wookie Monster.
That was insane. The re-engage was almost picture perfect, and that nets Carry Bear and Hottest some more kills and 2 towers.
Whew. Check out that gold lead, just exploded. 5,000 now almost.
Yeah, this is definitely a back game for Redemption. They're really, really not getting the leads they needed during the early stages of the game, and now it's hurting them a lot. The dragon stacking should continue for Gray. They really need to get some sort of high-value target pick like Hottest Cashier. Like I said, the only person who can really do that officially is Fuchs, who is in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, they could get Hottest Cashier. That would definitely be big. Okay, Fuchs going in. He uses the R1 and the R2 here. Persona is getting pretty low, and he is heavily outnumbered. Okay, Fuchs had the backup coming in there. He had the cavalry running up in the top lane to finish off the Gnar. Nicely done there.
That was a very good shuriken dash behind him so that he evaded the Gnar ultimate. And that would get the kill.
Wookie Monster, they just Team Redemption just used so many resources up there in the top lane. Dragon number 3 spawning 30 seconds here. This is going to be tough. They do not have vision that we talked about as being so important. So we'll see here. Kassadin also doesn't have a way to get down here. No teleport on the Kassadin. Oh, they're setting a trap for Fox. Oh, ooh, Fuchs. Shuriken flips away from the Glacial Prison this time around. Herald has been dropped in mid lane. This is interesting. Both teams sacking some pressure in different lanes. We'll see how this dragon fight plays out now. We're looking at a 4v4 perhaps in the river. Winter's Bite slowing up the Crocodile. Yeah. Okay, Team Redemption starting up the dragon now. I cannot believe that Team Gray is just going to let him have it without a fight, though.
Fox trying to zone them.
Moving around from the top side. True Shot Barrage onto the team just to get some damage down, and it will just be taken right in Team Gray's face. Team Redemption just feeling pretty alpha there. Just take the objective and walk away.
Yeah, Fox was actually down there just zoning 3 of their members. I mean, they didn't even have Mega Gnar on Persona, so I mean, it's fair that they couldn't really do anything. The steal could have worked, but Carry Bear does not have flash, so it's a one-way trip if he was able to try to steal that. But yeah, well played by Redemption.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely needed that dragon. Were able to acquire it, and thus they have been able to stall out the game for about 5 more minutes, at least. So see if they can use that time to get some more picks for themselves, try and close this gold difference a little bit. Okay, Mingmi is looking for it. He's stunned up the Misfortune, jumping now right on her head with the Braum Shield, doing so much work right now. The bullet time comes out for some decent return damage. Now Carry Bear is here. Wants to try and make something happen, but his Misfortune is a little bit too low, and they will be forced to back away. No casualties in this one.
Well, that's an excellent shield by Kodak. Had blocked everything almost. Persona might be in trouble.
Okay, yeah, Persona down to half HP. He's very, very mini, and he's also very, very dead. As Fuchs gets himself the 3rd kill of the game on the Akali.
Yeah, Akali looking to be strong here. Considering they keep getting these picks, which I was talking about. They get these picks, and they keep doing it, and this is going to net them a little bit more ahead of the lead in terms of getting their members fed, but it's only been Fox so far.
Yeah, it's really Fox picking up most of the kills, which you're gonna feel pretty okay about, I think, if you are Team Redemption.
Yep.
You know, kills on the Akali. Ezreal maybe could use some, but besides that, you know, it's pretty much where you want him.
Yeah, and I'm hoping, you know, at least for Fruity Food's sake, that he does get these nice shutdowns that are still on Carry Bear and Hottest Cashier. But it does look like he might be pressured so much by Hottest Cashier. Doing so much damage. Already has a LDR. It's crazy. That is the appropriate buy, I think, for Misfortune, as multiple tanks on the enemy team. Uh-oh.
Ooh, okay. The Glacial Prison whiffs this time around. They are still going to pick up the Karma here. Get stunned up, taken down. Maybe in the middle of 3 now. Also going to get locked up and taken down. Couple of kills given over here. The Braum ultimate can't quite find the knock-up onto Foodie Food, who will be able to Arcane Shift away. That's 2 kills for free now, going over to Team Gray.
Yeah, on the other side,
mid lane tier 1 as well.
They are getting picks just like Redemption is, so it's kind of a back and forth now. Who gets the stronger picks and who takes it away? It looks like Gray is going to go for a Baron.
24-minute Baron. Nobody from Team Redemption is checking this yet. They've got it down to about half HP. True Shot Barrage coming over the top now.
Ooh.
Blocked by the Braum. Nicely done, Kodak. And Baron is just going to be picked up here.
Wow.
No problem at all for Team Gray. And they're going to build that gold lane up to 6,000 now. Dragon number 4, spawning in about 90 seconds, Wookie Monster.
Yeah, this is looking like Gray is going to have Prio over this. Now having Baron minions, going to push out the waves. They're already so pushed out. They don't have too much wave clear, I'd say, on the side of Redemption. At least not as much as the enemy team does right now.
Yeah, they're up against it now, I think. We'll see how much Team Gray can get done with this Baron buff. There are a couple of second-tier turrets still standing outside of the Team Redemption base. I expect those to most likely be the targets here, as they are just kind of hanging out in their own jungle for now. Sejuani, you have Baron buff. I'm not sure why you're on Krugs. I'm going to go ahead and question mark ping that, but, you know, I'm sure Carry Bear will find his way to a lane eventually.
I think they're just kind of waiting for Dragon to spawn, because, I mean, the waves, except for top lane, are already very, very pushed, and it surprises me that Redemption only kind of pushed mid lane a little bit. I feel like their best bet is just to give this one away, considering they have Baron, and that's going to automatically push out whatever lane they're in, no matter who's there. So they either engage, or they focus everything on this dragon play. They have to do something.
Blocked again. Kodak is on point with these Unbreakables today, as Ezreal can't really get anything done. That is going to be Infernal Soul point for Team Gray. They did manage to push up mid lane wave pretty far as well. Going for a little bit of a collapse here, perhaps, with the Blast Cone. will keep Team Redemption safe for now.
And this is what I was saying. They could have just pushed the lane, so this siege would not happen right now.
Yeah, instead of just hovering around the dragon and not being able to do anything, just watching it go down.
Exactly.
Probably could have been a better look for Team Redemption, but not what they decided to go for, and they are being sieged upon. Glacial Prison locks up the Volibear, but Will has enough tenacity to get out there. Now the Volibear coming over the top with the Stormbringer. That's a kill on Tahada's Cashier, and now Akali's in the back line cleaning everybody up. Fox lands the Shuriken. That's going to be Kodak go down as well. Husband and his wife. He's trying to get away with the Rift Walk, only level 15, still on the Caston. Will the Akali be able to catch him? Not today. Sejuani will escape with her life as well, but that Baron push thwarted by Team Redemption, and they are the ones on the offensive now.
Wow, that was such a sudden turnaround. Good flank by Aaron. And now they're on the back burner of this trade here. They might actually get this turret.
Okay, that's a good Everfrost. We got some CC coming down here. That's some turret shots into some Team Redemption members, and the wave has been cleared out as well.
Nope.
So good defense there by Carry Bear and Husband versus Wife.
Yeah.
Able to prevent that mid lane tier 3 from going down.
Yeah, that was such a turnaround. I just wish they would have done it earlier, right? Like, they were sitting around their turrets, and fortunately Aaron was there to kind of flank, and you saw for a split second that Gray actually just took out all of their options onto Aaron, including the Braum Q. He did get stunned, but in the process, that opened up the rest of Redemption's team to just full-on engage there, and that was a very, very good collapse, I feel, from Redemption. So props to them for trying to find ways.
Absolutely, Wookie Monster, and they focused Hottest Cashier, which was exactly what they needed to do to win the fight. So nicely done, Team Redemption. They're still in it. It's not over yet. They're still down almost 5,000 gold and 2 dragons. So not going to be an easy one, but they've shown that they can win these fights. They will need to repeat that feat. They want to win this game. Got a little bit of Death Brush here for Team Gray, setting up near the enemy base.
No.
Mimi in some trouble here. Gonna get locked up. Braum passive. Okay, he's storm bringing out over the wall. Mimi is gonna stay alive with the Flash Volibear R combo.
Okay, not bad. I mean, they do trade the Flash and the ult, but does not get the kill for Gray, which would open up a lot of possibilities for them to get this actual tower here. Aaron's still on the flank.
Clever attempt there.
Yeah. Clever attempt. Not on the right target.
Okay, Aaron gonna get locked up now, and he is just gone. Gets blown up by the Caston, who is level 16 now, by the way. Husband versus wife feeling pretty good now. They're up a man. Gonna continue the siege on the mid lane tier 3 here. Akali on a little bit of a flank angle, but just going for a recall now. Doesn't think she'll be able to find anything.
Yeah, this is interesting tactics from Gray, but it is working out pretty well.
Okay,
oh my.
Caston flashing it over the wall, rip off forward. Gnar ult gets the karma right into the inhibitor. He's going to be the first casualty. Volibear quick to follow Ezreal, trying to run away underneath the Nexus towers. Akali with the R2 to try and escape. That's 2 more kills going over to Team Gray, but they did lose the Caston there. I didn't quite see how husband versus wife went down there, Wookie Monster, but that's a pretty big kill.
Yeah, I believe Fox got that kill, actually landed a good shuriken backflip onto him, was able to actually chunk him out with the remaining damage from his kit. So good pickup there. He is the most fed member on their team. You really could actually just be the last hope that they have to secure this second dragon for themselves and deny the soul from going over to Team Gray, but it is they are at their backs here for this one.
Absolutely, Wookie Monster gonna need some more heroics from Fox here. Try and pull out this team fight for Team Redemption. We have the players starting to gather now in the bottom river. Caston lagging a little bit behind his team. They gotta make sure that they wait for their mid laner before they engage here. Yeah, Shirelia's by Anthony has been popped. Dragon spawning now onto the rift. They spotted Fox out on the flank here. Gonna force the shuriken flip over the wall. Aaron and Mimi still on the front lines. Fox going back in over the wall, but he still has the Braum passive on him. Goes into the Shroud now. R2 back to join up with his team. Gets locked up here. Aaron trying to cover, but he's just going to get blown up once again. And now there's these red team health bars are just getting evaporated. Wookie Monster Volabear is going to be going down. No jungler remaining for Team Redemption. That's going to be an Inferno Soul going over to Team Gray. And the Nexus may be next.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was sort of some miscommunication there. But Fox was ready to go in. But unfortunately, the team was not, it looked like. So, unfortunately, they will be almost a wipe here.
Footy Floot.
And they will be
that
wiped.
was a level 17 casted experience.
Yeah, I feel like Redemption just didn't get the right engage right there. So, good game to Team Gray, though.
Yeah, game 1, going to Team Gray here. I think you're pretty much spot on with that last team fight there. Fox going back over the wall, probably anticipating the Renekton to be diving in at the same time. They couldn't quite find the coordination there, and couldn't quite find the victory here in game number 1. But congratulations to Team Gray. They're just going to need one more here to take the match.
Yeah, and looking at the damage charts, I'm actually surprised that Israel was the top damage on Team Redemption. Didn't really see a lot of it. I'm not sure if it was just the team fights themselves, but Fox was doing quite a lot of work. Just didn't have the angle in that last fight to do any cool moves. Was actually forced to be on the defensive side. So
yeah, I mean, Ezreal, it's easier for him to get damage out, right? Because it's non-committal damage. He gets his damage just by standing very far away, and pressing Q in somebody's general direction.
That is
versus
true.
Akali, she has to get her damage by like all-inning and assassinating. So definitely, I felt like Fox was doing a lot of work in that game, but yeah, it just wasn't quite enough.
All right, well, that game certainly was pretty good from both sides, I'd say. A little bit of a mishap, almost a comeback. We had a lot of questionable things like the flash at the beginning from Husband, and we had like a questionable TP from Fox. There's a lot of things that could have gone right that game, but in the end, Gray does manage to pull off the win for game 1, and we might see a quick draft here in a second. But yeah,
hopefully we can actually watch the draft.
Hopefully,
this time. That would
yeah,
be nice.
I would love to see that. I'm not sure if they are actually going to do the low draft or pro draft, but let's see. I wonder if I can just give the codes once again, maybe. Let me ask them, actually. But yeah, that was certainly an interesting game. Let me hand out the predictions. Whoever chose Gray has won their points.
Yeah, I just feel like with the Volabear Renekton, they Team Redemption needed to make more happen in the early game, because we saw in those later game team fights, Renekton would go in with the ultimate and just die instantly. Like, I couldn't even see what abilities were hitting him, what he was taking damage from, because he just evaporated.
Right.
Team Gray making some crocodile boots.
Yeah, he started to fall off, and his tankiness was just no match for, especially Kassadin. The Kassadin damage was online at level 16, so yeah, you just get blown up. I think there's no ifs, ands, or buts when it comes to that. So good turnaround, I think, for Gray to be able to confidently pick the Kassadin and get to the late game, get to the stages of the game where they shine the best, especially with that comp. And still getting a lead early on with the bot lane. So
absolutely, yeah. The bot lane, hottest cashier and Kodak down there, definitely doing a lot of work. I thought that maybe the Ezreal Karma lane was going to be able to poke them out, but Ezreal and Karma didn't have the chance because they were just getting engaged on from level 1.
Yeah, that's true. And They will go ahead and start the draft here. Go ahead and put that up. As soon as it will show, hopefully. No? Okay. There we go. Alright, so go ahead and they are going to ban out the Nocturne once again. And the Orion in response. I'm surprised the Lux didn't come first, actually. But we did have a switch of sides here.
Yep.
Oh,
yep,
that's
absolutely.
true. I
Team
did
Redemption
actually
gonna be...
forget that they changed their name to RedRover. I have to put that in the notes
we're not
here.
It's not Redemption anymore?
It is
Red
not
Rover?
Redemption anymore. You know, I
Okay.
actually forgot about that.
Oopsie.
But that's okay. It was pretty recent, so...
All right.
But yeah.
Rover's banning that Twisted Fate away from Husband vs. Wife, and there's the Cassidon as well. So, banning out the enemy mid laner a little bit here for game number 2. And Aatrox, of course, going to be hitting the bench again as well.
Yeah, that is fair enough. Cassidon was definitely a threat, but they are going to pick up, once again, Sejuani.
Huh.
And
Sejuani's first pick.
Yeah, it is picked, I believe, on the other side this time.
Right, taken away from Carry Bear.
Yep. Who will respond with Trundle? I think that might be top,
Yeah.
might be jungle. I'm pretty sure it's going to be jungle, though I haven't really seen a Trundle top do fairly well, but I could be very much wrong.
Yeah, and I think he's good into Sejuani as well. You know, Trundle.
That's
Good
true.
against all tanks.
Oh, it will
and
be top.
Sejuani, no exception. Ooh, interesting. The Xin Zhao.
Yep.
So, some early skirmishing power for Carry Bear this game. And it'd be interesting to see if he can make some stuff happen in the first few minutes.
Yep, especially with Persona as Trundle. We've seen it quite a few times, actually, from Persona, so it wasn't too much of a surprise that he is going top with that. Going to be facing a Renekton, and that's going to be 2 Renektons in a row for Aaron.
Yeah, Persona's got some pretty good stats on the Trundle. 20 games, 75% win rate.
Wow.
So 115 out of 20. Pretty good.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. And looks like RedRover is going to opt for Rakan here, not picking up the Xayah as well with that. So I'm wondering if Girlfriends will put out a ban for Xayah in the second phase after they decide what the third pick is for them.
Would not surprise me one bit, Wookie Monster. I do expect them to probably lock in their own support here. If they don't, then that would most likely be the second half of the ban focus for the Red Rover team, and it will be the Thresh for Kodak this game. So Braum was available, but he decided to switch it up, pal, and he's going to be on the Thresh here for game number 2.
Yeah, I guess they are kind of going for a nice pick comp, kind of different from their last comp here, and they will ban out Akali from Fox, excuse me, who did exceptionally well during the last game. Had a bit of a struggle with the lane swappage. Couldn't really do much in lane, but still a menace during the later stages of the game.
Absolutely. One other interesting thing to note here, Rakan actually is Kodak's most played support, so it seems like Team Red Rover's draft strategy here for game number 2 is just steal all their opponent's champions.
Yeah, that does seem to be a very, very obvious trend here. I just wonder what they want to do with that. If they're even going to try to just replicate one of Girlfriend's comps just right off the bat. They did ban out Hottest Cashier's Vayne, I believe.
Yes, and the Tristana also will be hitting the bench. Last ban of game 2 here. So targeting the attractive cashier there on the enemy team. Still waiting on that lock-in, of course. See what's going to be paired with the Thresh. Still some powerful options available. Of course, the Jinx and the Aphelios, both very strong pairings with the Thresh. Ezreal is still available as well if you want to go for something a little bit safer. Okay, gonna be the Jinx here.
So yeah, definitely a very different bot lane than the last time for them, going for the scaling option, and looks like RedRover is also going for the Kai'Sa Rakan. Definitely a potent combo, I think, considering that Xayah was open, but I guess they're going for a little bit more of a comfort pick or even more of a scaling pick. Victor being covered.
The Kai'Sa kind of works if you're drafting like a dive composition, and I think the Yone would make a lot of sense for that as well. It does mean that you're pretty much lacking any magic damage, which is why they will pivot back to the Victor in the end. Kind of a similar story being told over here for Team Grey. They see 2 tanks on the enemy team, Renekton and Sejuani, and they are lacking any ability power right now, so they're going to need to draft some with their last pick here. They do have counter pick for husband versus wife in the mid lane. Oh, goodness.
Wow. All right.
Is he doing it? No, he's not doing it. He's lapping into Icebird instead.
I was about to say, the Yone hover is strong, but yeah, they do both needed some sort of AP there. Kind of interesting that they picked Anivia, considering they did have counterpick onto Victor. But Anivia does do a pretty good range job against Victor in the mid lane, so not too much of a surprise there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like your bread and butter control mage matchup, right?
Yeah.
You know, it just both of these champions are going to farm for a while, and then they're going to play some team fights, and one of them is going to win.
Yeah, so... definitely interesting because, you know, they both have kind of different comps from their last game. Obviously, we know RedRover kind of drafted 3 picks of girlfriends in the first phase, and to round it out with Kai'Sa and Victor seems like a pretty sturdy and steady comp for the late game. On the same side, we have, or on the other side, we have the same kind of comp too, just late game scaling with a little bit of early skirmishing from Xin and Trundle. So kind of polar opposites almost.
Yeah, and it's interesting that RedRover wants the Renekton again this game. I wouldn't say it looked great for them in game number 1, but clearly it fits the kind of style that they prefer here. They clearly have a game plan here for their draft phase, and Renekton seems to be a part of it. So, you know, we'll see if it works out a little bit better for Aaron this time around. Sejuani, of course, can be a strong ganking jungler, especially with something as powerful as the Renekton in that top lane. So see if Mimi wants to make anything happen up there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think that the Renekton was a bad choice into Cast in the last game. It's just, unfortunately, he kind of went a little bit too aggressive and ended up getting himself killed. The first blood for the mid lane going over to Kassadin, and then from then on, it was just like he couldn't actually combat him. And I believe Volibear even helped him out a lot during that lane, but it just wasn't enough to stop the scaling.
Yeah, just a couple of mechanical mistakes there. Honestly, I think that's important to note. I'm glad you mentioned that. That first kill, taking those 2 tower shots, giving that kill over to the Kassadin, that's really where the matchup started to swing. So if the Renekton play could just be cleaned up a little bit, it would look a lot better for him, definitely.
Yeah, one other thing to note is that these lanes are going to probably not be lane swap this time as well. So definitely a different strategy coming out from RedRover here. And Aaron will be residing in top side, I think. I mean, unless there is some cheesy strat that they want to try to go for.
I mean, at the very least, they have Team Grey guessing now, right?
Yeah. They do have them kind of like, are you going to do it again? I don't know. I mean, Victor versus Anivia is an appropriate matchup. Same with Aaron on Renekton versus Persona on Trundle. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be standard throughout. And like I said, these are 2 very, very straightforward teams. Both just want to get to late game and duke it out over these team fights and objectives.
So where would you give the scaling? There's some on both sides, right? So it's pretty tough question here with these team compositions. But what do you think?
I think I'm gonna have to give it to Gray. I was a fan of Red's team last time, but Gray actually has, Jinx and Anivia is actually such a potent combo to have during these fights because you have the AoE zoning, and then you kind of have more AoE, a little bit of single target as well from Jinx, being able to just scale well into these tanky compositions, but it's not to say that there isn't a lot of engage coming out from the other side. I feel like they both want to fight front to back during the later stages, but just the zone control from Gray is pretty impressive here, especially with the Thresh.
Yeah, fair enough. For sure. Really, for the side of Team RedRover, it's pretty much just the Victor is their main source of scaling. I mean, Kai'Sa scales okay, but...
Yeah.
I hear it. The Anivia Jinx should be feeling better and better as the game progresses. And Thresh is going to be a pretty good champion for making sure that Jinx can stay safe in the early game. So definitely like this composition from Team Gray. See if they can make it a quick 2-0 tonight. Would be a little bit of a bummer for us, of course. I guess all us viewers and casters probably would like a game 3. But
as always,
Team Gray going to do their darndest not to give it to us.
Yeah, and despite having their backs to the wall in that last game, I feel like they have a lot better of a composition for the late game, which is what it got brought to last game. So now they kind of responded to it with a late game scaling team of their own with front to back fights. Should be pretty okay. We'll just see who gets there first and gets these stacking dragons. We did have an Infernal Soul last game. I'm hoping for that once again. That would be amazing. Or an Ocean. Either one. Even a Mountain might be actually good for both of these teams, considering there's a lot of tanks. Trundle, Sejuani, the Renekton, and later into the game, Xin Zhao as well.
Absolutely. Especially, when you have scaling compositions like this, once you get later into the game, Mountain's Soul can become more and more impactful as those resistances continue to get multiplied.
Yeah. I do think the lane I want to look at once again is going to be mid lane, properly this time. Now we actually have Fox versus Husband.
Right.
Because we kind of, had a split match there, but, this is a classic, like you said, it was a classic control mage matchup, but I just really like Victor. There's not much to say about that. I'm a big Victor main myself, so I'm curious to see if Fox can pull it off. I know he can, but Husband definitely a contender for him.
Sounds very exciting. Definitely going to be looking for some interesting Victor insights from you this game, Wookie Monster. And you said before game 1 started that you were really excited to see this matchup, and they denied it to you. They lane swapped away from your most exciting matchup. So we should be getting it now.
Yeah.
We hope. And yeah, it'll be really interesting to see which one of these mid laners ends up coming out on top.
Yep, for sure. And now I should be able to get the loading screen plopped in. And we could see as soon as the summoners come up that there's actually an ignite over on Husband this time around, instead of a teleport. So he's aiming to kill Fox straight up.
Sure is. That is pretty unusual on Anivia, I do believe. Usually teleport is the way to go there.
Right. But hey, man, he's got the confidence, I guess, to win this matchup against Fox. So all the more power to him. Like I said earlier, Anivia does have the range potential to kind of snipe Victor if Fox is mispositioned and is hit by the nice slow and stun from Husband's Q. That could mean certain death. So he's gonna really have to be careful on how he spaces and how he moves throughout the game.
What are your thoughts on Victor's rune choice here? The Summon Airy rune.
It's an interesting
Fox
choice.
On the Victor.
I think that's interesting because normally, if you're confident in the lane, you would do something like Husband is doing, is taking the electrocute. But since he knows that he might know the matchup actually, and it doesn't surprise me that he took Airy, because he's not gonna win this lane through electrocute. He's gonna survive the lane through extra shields and pretty much just trying to survive. I think getting mana flow stacks maybe if he took that as well. Just wave clear and do something else pretty much.
Oh, very interesting. Thank you, Wookie Monster. I had not considered the defensive capabilities of Summon Airy. Definitely could be playing a factor here. We have Sejuani in the mid lane right now. I assume that is not the rule swap that is going to be happening, as she will not return back to the jungle, thankfully.
Yeah. Same side start for both teams here on the jungler side, so they are maybe going to meet top side. Wonder if Mimi has the capabilities to do what Carry Bear does on the champion, as shown in the last game. Almost going deathless, I believe, on Carry Bear.
Yeah, I believe you are correct there. Really nice deep ward, late ward from Persona, right on the enemy blue buff there. So that, I believe, should last long enough to spot out the Sejuani if she does make her way directly up to the top side there.
Yep. That will directly spot her out on her blue buff, so nicely placed. I think that's going to give a lot of information once she does, because she is doing a full clear. Ooh, a lot of damage. Oh my gosh. Top side matchup.
That's a Renekton. Early laning phase. Very nicely done. Death Sentence dodged away by Anthony.
Yeah, a lot of aggression early on, especially from the top side of the map. Aaron's feeling a lot more confident than he did last game on this Renekton. Probably due to just being unaware of how mid works, and the longer lane is a lot more comfortable for him, maybe.
He's back in his home lane now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Look, he's looking like a happy crocodile up there. See if he can stay that way.
Yep, and pretty fast clear coming out from Carry Bear. I know he's played Xin Zhao quite a few times, so pretty comfortable for him to clear and maybe look for a gank here.
He did skip the Raptors and the Krugs, so he is in the river in time for Scuttle to spawn. Going for a little bit of an invade, actually. He sees Sejuani on the camp. Due to that ward placed by Persona, Xin should win the early one, but that was a Death Sentence connecting, but meanwhile on top side, Carry Bear stealing away the blue buff from Sejuani. Gets the knockup as well. That's going to be first blood for the Xin Zhao. Wow. Carry Bear opening up strong here in game number 2. On top side, we got a 1v1 between the top laners. Persona taking a bite out of the crocodile, stealing his AD, smacking him with it. Carry Bear, flash with lightning. Audacious charge forces the flash out of the Renekton there. Carry Bear just going off right now in game number 2.
Holy moly. Yeah, you are definitely correct. That was a really nice invade. Yeah, Mimi had no idea that Carry Bear was nearby. Yeah. And no idea that that was actually warded, allowing Carry Bear to just come in, take the blue buff, and take the kill. Nicely done.
Right. Absolutely. Let's see what else he can do. He has such a significant lead in the jungle matchup now. And generally proceeds strong early. Okay, we got a 1v1 in the top lane. Ignite going down onto the Trundle, but Renekton gets chomped. He doesn't have teleport either. He's going to lose a massive stacked wave up there in the top lane. Did not take long for that crocodile to become very, very sad.
Yeah, that was definitely close health bars there, but Persona got the best out of it. Didn't even have to use flash. Aaron was flashless and now igniteless for now.
Gonna be losing a lot of XP there from those minions. Probably about a full level behind the Trundle now, honestly.
Yeah, it will be a Mountain Dragon first to note, so no soul, but that leads the way for maybe Infernal once again, or an Ocean.
Yeah, Trundle is actually almost level 6. Trundle is just a few minions away from 6, so he is just light years ahead of this Renekton now. Death Sentence onto the Kaisa. The Zap connects as well. Guardian Proctricon going in with the Battle Dance for the disengage. Automatic's coming down. We got a teleport now. Jinx is cut off. Gosh, oh, the teleport was canceled.
It was.
I think Victor... Wait, there was a teleport, right? Oh yeah, Anivia canceled Victor's teleport. Nicely done, husband versus wife.
Wow.
And Hottest Cashier is going to be just fine.
That was kind of a really good play by husband, but a very misplay by Fox. I believe it looked like he teleported in the middle of the lane, which is not what you want to do, versus an Anivia who could just throw out the Q and stop it. Nicely done by husband.
Fox and teleports. Name a worse combo.
Yeah, I think he just needs to make sure he's not in the middle of a low. Okay.
Okay, Arctic Assault Flash gets a knock up onto the Thresh Battle Dance. Now can't quite connect, but it probably won't matter. Flashing in. Kaisa gets the Q damage there to finish off the enemy support. Now Xin Zhao's in there with the Audacious Charge. A couple more auto attacks will be enough. One more rocket is all it would take to take out Fruity Fruit. Hottest Cashier with the heal to try and get the move speed. Can't quite find it. Rakan is going to dash away as well. Good attempt from Carry Bear. Hottest Cashier committing both summoner spells offensively there to try and get those kills. Wasn't able to find them.
Yeah, that was super close, but unfortunately, if Carry Bear had Flash, he probably would have been able to get that last auto. But this does mean that he will take control of Dragon here. First Dragon of the game.
Yep. Sejuani also significantly behind her opponent in the jungle here. At level 6 for Xin Zhao, still only level 5 for the Sejuani. So that will be first Dragon going over to Team Gray here. Trundle continuing to push up in the top side as well.
Yep, and both mid laners are level 6, just gonna wave clear over and over again. Pretty much the same amount of farm across the board, except for the jungle. About a 20 CS differential there. That was due to Carry Bear invading pretty early on, stealing away that blue buff, and now Mimi has to suffer the consequences of being on a ward at the time of taking that. And unfortunately,
I was also
go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, I was wondering, since Carry Bear had the timer on the enemy blue buff, if he wanted to try and make a play over there to try and kill off the Sejuani again, perhaps. Especially considering the fact that he has so much priority coming from the top lane. But it looks like he's maybe looking for something in bot lane instead.
Yeah, looks like it. That lantern did not connect.
Oh, Kodak.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That lantern did not reach the edge of the wall, but he's still going for it.
He took the long walk around the wall there, and he is now here. Carry Bear going for the fight. Anthony getting knocked up. Last rocket gets the kill. Does Hottest Cashier. Now the knock up onto Fruity Food. And Fruity Food, Kaisa is going to be dropping as well. Double kill for Hottest Cashier. Jinx 2-0. Feeling pretty good now.
Didn't even need the lantern, he said, as he takes 2 kills for Hottest Cashier. Nice start to their lead.
It will be traded for the Rift Herald. That double kill onto Hottest Cashier was exchanged for a Rift Herald in the pocket of Mimi. They're on the top side.
Yeah, I think that's a fair trade on Mimi's part, considering Care Bear is now on the bottom side of the map. You have to respond with something on the top side.
I mean, it's what he had. It was his only option, really. I mean, it's Hottest okay, we got a 1v1 in the mid lane. Victor dropping the Chaos Realm. He's ignited, though. The Ignite! Ignivia with the Ignite! Gets the solo kill onto Fox.
Fox didn't even break the egg passive of Ignivia, so there was no way he was going to get a kill.
Should have taken Ignite.
He should have taken Ignite. That would have just set Husband back to full health at that point, though.
True.
But he will have teleport up soon. I'm curious, what is your timer at?
My game time?
Yeah, your game time.
9:54, 55.
Okay, I'm like 2 seconds above you. Just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah,
smidget.
And 10:06, 10:07. Glacial Prison onto Persona. So 22 levels down. Just trying to escape here. Trundle wanted to go for the subjugate onto Sejuani there, but Sejuani ducked into the bush. Canceled the ultimate there. Probably for the best. I don't think Persona was going to be able to track down that kill regardless.
That's true. Yeah, I do agree. And a strong start for Gray once again. Almost 2k up.
Yep. And for Hottest Cashier specifically.
Yeah. yeah, that is probably your best bet. Like I said, Jinx with an early lead is pretty dangerous, especially once she gets this back off.
Yeah, you ain't kidding there, Wookie Monster. Oh no, Rakan getting hooked in, dives right onto the Flame Chompers. Getting auto-attacked here, down to about 50% HP. Kaisa now getting exhausted, uses the Killer Instinct to try and build a little bit more space. Meanwhile, on the top lane, we got a 1v1, it's a 2v2, actually. The Lightning has connected onto the Renekton Carry Bear with the Audacious Charge forward. Crescent Guard gonna knock the Sejuani back, and that's gonna be another kill for Team Grey here. It looks like Kaisa and Rakan were able to survive down there in the bottom lane. The Renekton will not be so lucky as he does get auto-attacked to death. He will get a trade kill back, though. That dive could have been a little bit cleaner, to be totally honest, but they were able to kill off the Crocodile as well as his jungler, and Persona is just farming away on these turret plays, just going to town up there.
Yeah, despite the death from Carry Bear, I think that was a good setup for Persona to do well now in this game, now being 2-0. And
yeah, absolutely. Top jungle and AD for Team Grey, all ahead here in game number 2. They got the first dragon as well. And Rift Herald's still in the inventory of Mimi. They're going to need to get like 3 turrets with this thing to come back. They're already down 3,000 gold, Wookie Monster.
Yeah, they really need some lane to get ahead here. We know we almost had something on the bottom side, but now focus has changed to mid.
Has been summoned, yeah, but we got Nivea and Trundle here to defend. They will just barely get the charge off. Carry Bear now here for counterattack. It's the knock up onto the Sejuani. Pillar comes down. Sejuani will also be going down. Victor getting a lot of good damage out here, but he is going to get finished off in the end by the bird. And Nivea going into the passive now. Rakan with a nice quickness. Charm up a couple of these Team Grey members, but Zinzao is still here. He charges over the wall, and Fruity Fruit will be going down again. And Anthony will be quick to follow. There's just so many kills going over to Team Grey. This one's not looking very close here, Wookie Monster.
Yeah, Redemption is very, very far behind right now, and it's so unfortunate. That looked like a good play to be made, but they just got flanked by multiple members of Grey, and unfortunately Aaron was not there. He does not have teleport. He does not have anything to follow up there. And Fox and the rest of Red are now turrets behind, or 1 turret at least.
Sejuani wants a red buff, but Sejuani, you're not allowed to take this red buff anymore, as Persona will... Oh, wait, actually,
no.
The smite.
Mimi
was able to get it.
Yeah, Mimi did get it. Was able to get it.
Victor rotating over there, so that was allowed in the end. Zinzao forced out the Crescent Guard there, has the Lantern, is going to be just fine. And now we got a continued fight here in the bot side jungle. Rakan Battle Dance onto the Nivea, dashing back out to his team to stay safe. Looks like the Red Squad will retreat back towards their mid lane tier 2. They will take their red buff and then continue to lick their wounds. But yeah, Wookie Monster, these guys are so okay. I'm going to have to stop myself with the Battle Dance onto Hottest Cashier. Gravity Well is locking up Kodak here as well, but now the knock-up comes through onto Fox, and Hottest Cashier is going to pick up his 3rd kill of the game. Gets the slowdown now onto the Rakan as well. Kaisa W will connect. Cannot follow that one up, though. And yeah, I was okay. Are we done?
I guess Kodak is not done. He wants everything and anything he can get out of this jungle, bot side jungle.
Finally done.
Even tossing a death sentence into that brush just to see if anyone's there. Might have hit someone if it was a little bit earlier, but I don't think you want to take that fight just yet, Kodak. Nobody was really nearby except for Hottest.
Yeah, he was just kind of bluffing there, I guess.
They just bluffing.
I mean, he's 6,000 gold up. I think you can get away with that most times. Aaron popping the Dominus here. He's a level down on the Trundle, but he's still trying to make it happen. Trundle's about to get his ultimate off cooldown. Oh, if Renekton sticks around, he's going to have a really bad time here. Subjugate is back up now. Will Persona decide to go for this? Just clearing out the wave, I suppose.
I think Persona wants to buy time for Carry Bear to get this rift at least, but they're getting collapsed on now.
They are. The quickness has been popped. Charm, knock up. Persona is going to be going down here. Crescent Guard from Carry Bear. Not going to matter as he will get locked up here most likely. But Anivia is here. Husband versus wife trying to turn this one around. Pass the stun onto Mimi. Mimi flashing away. The Leandri's burn will take him down. Now Anivia in a little bit of trouble. Aaron gets the big heal there from the Rift Herald. But it doesn't matter. He will get cleaned up by Carry Bear. Carry Bear also going down. 2 for 2. Topside River, very close fight there. Probably closer than it had any business being, but Team Red had more players at the beginning of that one.
Yeah, even though it was a double top and jungle trade, I think you take that if you're Redemption right now.
No, for sure.
And they are moving quite the ways bot side now. Oh no.
Okay, death sentence. Only onto the Rakan though. Okay. He's pretty agile.
Kodak is just out for blood this game.
Yeah, he's dialing in these hooks.
A lot of wave clear coming out from Fox finally though. Able to have the evolved E, the Death Ray doing a lot of damage to these minions. Gonna be able to push back a lot of these waves that are coming in. Now 2 turrets behind.
Okay, Persona getting that top lane tier 1. Taking a bite out of Renekton as well, but not going to follow that up further. Chickens are currently the target for Hottest Cashier, but the smite will once again be committed by Mimi to prevent that counter jungle.
10 stacks on the Magi's on Husband. This is getting really dangerous. Ooh. Having that Anivia be alive for this long as he's looking for another kill.
Oh, forces the flash out from the Kai'Sa there. If that stun connected, the Kai'Sa was for sure dead. Very necessary flash.
Definitely. And looks like Rift Herald is the target once again for Persona at least. The rest of the team's on the bot side.
Well, they've got Infernal Soul Point. Infernal Soul again, by the way, Wookie Monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soul Point spawning 20 seconds there. So Persona has lured the entirety of Team Red up into the topside river just in time for them to not be ready for Soul Point. So not really sure if that was 3-head or 5-head by Persona, but you know, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt on this one. We'll call it 5-head as Rakan forced to battle dance off the wall, but the hook still connects. Kodak is in there. He drops down the lantern, but nobody's taking it just yet. We do have the Glacial Prison locking up Carry Bear. Down to about half HP on the Zinzao. Some low HP bars for Team Gray here, but also Rakan is pretty low. Fox also got chunked out to about half HP. The Super Mega Death Rocket can't find it that time around.
Yeah, their health bars are way too low on the side of Redemption. There's no way, unless Anthony gets a really nice charm on everybody. This is probably not going to be
already been started.
Good play here.
They dropped the Rift Herald in mid lane, but it's not even getting the charge off yet. Dragon has already been slain. Infernal Soul Point for Team Gray. Still up about 7k gold. They're going to be able to stop Shelly from charging here as well. Okay, this is really greedy for Persona. Going in there to get the red buff, but he's in a 1v2 now. Soon to be a 1v3. As he seems to be doing okay in it for now, but now the next knock-up, Kai'Sa passive coming through here. Persona flashing into the Dragon Pit, staying alive. Crescent Guard from Carry Bear, able to continue this fight now. Sejuani is going to get locked up and taken down. Anthony extremely low, forced retreat. Trundle just surviving for like 30 seconds in a 1v3. That was just ridiculous.
That is the power of Subjugate here, as that kept him alive for so long, I believe. And it's already almost halfway back up. Such a low cooldown for such a powerful ability, especially against multiple members of the enemy team.
I didn't quite see who got the red buff during that fight. Did you happen to catch that?
I don't think I saw it either. We'll see if Persona, the directed camera goes to Persona. I wonder if he actually got it or not.
Yeah, I mean, he clearly wanted it. I think he would still have it if he had succeeded. So it looks like that did end up going over to Mimi again. But they ended up getting a kill out of it to Team Gray, so I guess they're feeling all right. Cost them Trundle Flash, but, you know, take it.
Yep, that is the ultimate power of Trundle here. Able to survive for so long, and they don't even know that he's recalling right there. What they do!
They do. Yes, he was spotted out. The death ray will cancel the recall. Persona in a lot of trouble here. He has the blast cone to get over the wall, but it's not going to matter. Going to get locked up by the Rakan here. Should eventually... Oh, please kill the Trundle this time. Oh, I thought he was going to get away again for a second there. Glacial Prison connects directly onto Kodak, and Aaron is here on the flank. Pops the Dominus, diving onto Hottest Cashier, gets the stun. Rakan, witness, triple knockup, and that's going to be a team fight win for Team Red. Maybe the low health bars, the Leandri's burn from the Anivia, getting so much damage down in the back half now. The health bars are getting so low. Zinzao is going to get cleaned up. That's going to be the ace coming through for Team Gray. I thought the Team Red had a fight for a second there. It was a beautiful play out of Anthony, but it wasn't enough, Wookie Monster.
That was a quadra kill from husband versus wife. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The bird is 9-0 and 4 now. Max stacks in the book.
Max stacks, unkillable, has not even had to sweat at all. Has just been poking from the back. No contest. Jinx was the target there. And they did end up getting Hottest Cashier, but husband just sat there with the ultimate and just threw out abilities. It was pretty free.
Yeah, that's very true. Husband was not threatened on the back line. They got so much damage out. Would have been pretty weird if he was sweating, I think. I mean, it's a bird that's literally made out of ice. I mean, he's sweating, then he's melting, and you know, that's probably bad news.
Well,
but
melting the enemy team in this case.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Couldn't have said it better.
And Persona now in the bot lane alone, but he is probably accustomed to that by now, as... The rest of Redemption is actually going to start this Baron.
Yeah, they are. They see Trundle in the bottom lane, and I guess maybe they know he doesn't have teleport, so they're just saying, we're going to send it, and hopefully it works. I don't know if Team Grey's aware of this. They are now. So Zinzao has jumped into the pit. He's diving in now. Sejuani took so much damage from the Baron. Zinzao forced to use the Crescent Guard to prevent himself from going down. But the lockup on Anthony is going to cause him to die. And Hottest Cashier on the top side is way too fed for Fox to handle. And the Death Rocket from downtown. Hottest Cashier says, keep the change. Get your broke ass back to the death chamber.
For sure, that was a really good super mega death rocket there to clean up that fight, which Carry Bear almost died, but managed to get the ult off and survived once again. A lot of these members on Gray are just surviving outright from pure skill expression, I guess, or well-timed ultimates, rather.
Yeah. And Persona just kind of off on his own and on the bottom side of the map that whole time. Just kind of trying to continue the bully the Renekton and take towers as he just kind of walks up to that one and
bonks
600 gold.
Yep. Just bonk, bonk, bonk. Picks it up. Infernal Drake on the table here. Soul Point.
Oh yes, Infernal Soul is on the table, and soon... Okay, Sejuani in the pick, going for the steal, can't get it! Carry Bear's smite is true. He's into the back line now. He goes with the Crescent Guard, knocks Mimi into the rest of his team. Now the Renekton will be juxtafall. Foodie Food, Killer Instinct onto the other side of the fight, but it's not going to be enough. Persona up here in the 1v1 against Fox. That was a big old bonk there, Wookie Monster.
Yeah.
As Victor will also be falling. A Death Rocket again. Hottest Cashier has got some kind of scope on these guns, man. That is just nasty.
Yeah, and Persona actually just 4-shot Fox. Unfortunate for him. Now an inhibitor. And many more to come for the side of Gray.
This is Baron buff plus Infernal Soul Wookie Monster. I'm thinking this may be the push for the Nexus. Persona is extremely low, does have teleport, though. Would like to see Persona head back to base, maybe TB back into the play for this one.
Yep.
That mid lane tier 3 has gone down. We got Carry Bear pushing by himself in the bottom lane. Looking to take down that tier 3 as well. We got Aaron diving into the 3-man squad here, but Rakan just gets exploded. And Aaron, he's trying to get onto Hottest Cashier, but he just doesn't have the reach. He will be dropping as well. The Rockets are going to be free. Oh, a nice glacial present from Mimi, but Jinx is still alive. Still getting out the damage, and that's going to be another ace for Team Gray, and that's going to be the 2-0 victory on the night.
Oh my gosh, what a game. 7-32 on the side of Gray. Such an impressive display. And such a great 2-0 series here in favor of Gray.
Nicely done. That gold lead at the end, man. 20,000? You almost never see gold leads get that high.
You actually do not. And wow. These damage charts, they're pretty accurate considering that husband versus wife was definitely on point. Kill less, or rather death less in this game. Insane gameplay from all around on Team Gray.
Honestly, yeah, husband versus wife played really, really well in both games. But I feel like I have to give player of the series to hottest cashier, man. Those rockets were just so nasty. It was like, just like destroying the spirit of your opponents, those death rockets, man.
Yeah, I mean, those death rockets were good. I'm torn between who's the MVP here, but
tough one.
It is a tough one. I'm gonna throw up the. You can cast your vote in a second here. It is very hard because I think the first game wasn't necessarily one play that stood out. I think everybody did pretty well that game considering. But yeah, I don't know. I think Kodak was really good this game with those.
Yeah,
those hooks.
yeah.
This is gonna be a hard one, but I will put up the poll. We give 3 minutes. Go ahead and cast your votes now on who you guys think is the MVP of this match. Man, husband went deathless though. Ugh.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice scoreline for the Anivia there, gotta say.
But I feel like I always give my vote to husband versus wife when they win. I don't know if it's just mid-lane bias or what. Looks like Carry Bear is actually topping the poll right now at 5 votes.
Carry Bear had a great couple of games as well, for sure. I mean, he did so good on the Sejuani in game 1 that he forced his opponents to pick it away from him with first pick on blue side.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts. And then he did great on the Xin Zhao as well.
He said he said, "You thought that you could play my champion?" But yeah, a couple minutes left on the poll.
He had great early pathing. I think his priority in the early game was exactly where it needed to be. He did a good job of playing around his bottom lane there as well. Remember, there was that lantern. Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate, but Carry Bear don't care.
Yeah, he went it anyways, right after.
Kills anyways, yeah.
Definitely a dominant performance from Carry Bear. Husband, hottest, all of them did well. All right, let's just let
the people decide.
Let the people decide here.
I can't
yes.
do it. They're all too good.
They all played very well. Even Persona being on the back end of the first game, kind of against Fox, who was very, very dominant on the Akali performance. Even though he kind of lost lane after Fox got a couple of kills, I think he was still in it to win it. And they brought his team a couple of good ultimates, I think, that were kind of in sync with the rest of his team on Gnar. But yeah, this definitely a dominant performance on Trundle as well. I don't know, man, this is so hard. I don't think I could vote, guys. This is all you guys, I think. I can't vote. There's no way. But yeah, we do have Carry Bear in the lead by 1 vote over Kodak. Yeah, definitely appropriate, I think.
I mean, Kodak had a pretty sick scoreline there as well. 0-1 and 19.
Yeah.
Love to see that.
And those shields on Braum. Oh my god. Blocking almost every single Ezreal.
He was really, really on point on the Braum as well, that's
man.
for sure.
The Arcane Barrages came in. He's like, nope. Nope, not today. No Baron Steel. Not happening. No Dragon Steel. None of that. We're not having it.
Yeah.
Yikes, man. This is very hard for me. But looks like husband versus wife actually got 5 votes as well. It's coming close, but it is going to be Carry Bear.
Barely edging it out there.
barely, but yeah.
POG votes.
Let's go ahead and bring him in for our good ol'. Oh, he has to go. Oh, Gary Bear actually messaged me saying he does have to go. Unless that is a joke, I don't know. But I'm going to pull who his second runner-up is, which is Kodak, if he's still over there in the channel. Let me see. There's so many channels.
Track him down, Wookie. Get him.
Yeah, it looks like Carry Bear did already maybe leave, so I'm going to have to... Let's drag Kodak here.
Yeah.
All right. Hey. Yeah, I see the messages that Carry Bear did. He did get MVP, but he did have to go, so we are now stuck with Kodak. No, I'm just kidding. But you did
Kodak,
very well done.
Support lives matter, bro.
Yes, I totally agree. Don't worry.
So do the lives of all of your teammates. You did a great job, valuing those as well. I think you keeping everybody alive. Very good to see.
Oh yeah, Braum pick, super defensive, Thresh W Lantern Max, too good.
Yeah,
was alive.
So my first question to you, I'll start with the Braum pick there. You had Braum Misfortune into Ezreal Karma. So I want to get your thoughts as you were heading into the lane there. Ezreal Karma, of course, as we all know, is an extremely strong poke lane, but you didn't give him the chance. So what was the game plan going on?
Well, game plan was I just E Ezreal R, so you can never R, like pretty much the entire game. Also, same thing with Karma. I mean, I just stand in the front and take everything, and that's the good go.
That's true. Keep in mind, we did not actually see the draft on the first game, so we don't really know how the ordering went. But it seems like you guys pulled it off quite well with your selections.
Yeah. So the first game we first picked Sejuani. They banned Trundle, so we thought it was a free pick. And then we just kind of added everything along with that. The 4 melee is kind of strong right now, so we just kind of stacked that on with Sedge. Not to reveal any like secret OP strats or anything, but.
Do you remember if the Braum or the Karma was picked first?
I think they picked Ezreal. I believe they picked Ezreal right after we picked Sejuani. I think they might have picked both their bot lane actually, and then we picked our bot lane after theirs. So I think I picked Braum into it, if I recall. I definitely picked Braum into Ezreal.
Down.
Yeah. Well, that's fair enough. How there was this one play that stood out to me probably the most, but ended up working in your guys' favor anyways. It was that one play on Thresh where you tried to lantern Carry Bear over the bottom side wall.
Saw that.
We did.
Fake
we all
lantern
saw
bait
that.
into the river, the lane bush gank.
But it worked out
200
anyways.
IQ.
Because Carry Bear came in right after, and their bot lane actually just stayed. What was the comms like there?
Honestly, all I remember is me saying, like, I saw myself miss the lantern. And I was like, can you grab that? Because sometimes you can still grab it, like, over the wall, you know?
True.
And he was like, no, I can't grab it. I was like, oh, fuck. And then that's the last thing I'm ever saying. And then he just went mid and killed them. I was like, okay, that worked out. It was a little troll, but it worked out.
Fair enough.
No communication necessary.
Yeah.
It's all skill. You just had to feel it.
Yeah, it was the bait. I think that was the most important part. Because they had to have seen the lantern not bring anyone over, so they're like, okay, we're safe. And then it was actually just 5-head the entire time.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's why I wonder what the cause were like, if that was planned or but yeah, it seemed like it was definitely not planned, but yeah.
I missed it. I was like, oh, they think you're here, just like go around. And then like they were like, okay, that was just a fake. And they were like, no, we're all still here. Just in a different location now.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of focus from the Xin Zhao to come bot lane a lot that in that game at least. Did you guys like plan out? I mean, I know that Carry Bear was the jungler and the MVP of the game, but did you guys coordinate with him to try to focus bot side that match? Was that one of the strategies you guys were looking for in that game?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, we had a super big front line, and Jinx is just, I mean, she's a hyper carry, so
yeah,
we got her those early kills, and it pretty much secured, I mean, the game as long as we played everything correctly. So yeah, it was. I mean, it was a bot prio game for sure.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so definitely makes sense. Once you got those early kills, you're feeling in pretty good position. So kind of jumping off of that, that second game, it wasn't really close. It ended up being very, very not close. You know, they had a Team Red had a couple of okay looks in the early game. I'm curious, from your perspective, Kodak, at what point in game number 2 did you feel like it was pretty much over?
I remember. I can't remember like vividly any like team fight we just like wiped them in. I just remember like team fights getting easier and easier to win. Maybe I mean I definitely after those Jinx early kills that just skipped her like weak early game and just ramped her up to I do damage whenever we fight, and that was just kind of it.
That was it.
There wasn't really a turning point. It was just kind of everybody played things correctly, and we just started getting like slow gold leagues, and that just transitions into easy team fights. So.
I do think that the turning point, at least for me, vividly, was Persona 1v3. Nobody on your team was around him, and then he gets out for free, and it's like, oh man, you hate to see that. And then you guys kind of clean up the fight after that.
Just Persona being Persona, bro.
Fair enough. All right, any more questions you got for our good MVP here for the night, Newman?
I'm all good, Wookie. Congratulations,
right.
Kodak. Well deserved.
Thank you very much. It's been a blast. We had a lot of fun tonight.
That's good. All right, and with that, we have our next match actually on Friday. Even though we don't have a game tomorrow, stick around for Friday as we have a good best of 3 coming up with, I believe it's going to be a gold black and you guys again on gray. So that's going to be casted by Gloria, Way, and Primus, I believe. And I will be hosting that match. So yeah, you guys excited for your game on Friday as well against Black?
Oh yeah, we're super pumped. It's felt like forever since we played, and we're kind of itching to play.
I actually might be wrong on the casting. I have to confirm with the crew. I believe it's either your game or Yellow versus Aqua. I'm not sure which one yet, but we will have a lot of best of 3 action going forward for the weekend, Saturday as well. So be sure to tune in for both of those days for more best of 3 gold action from myself, Newman here, the great play-by-play caster of mine, and our MVP of, well, our second MVP of the day, rather, Carry Bear and Kodak. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Team Gap signing off.